Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary series. And I'm not quite sure what we're seeing on top, but on bottom is Teamer Energy. On top, I have a suspicion that we're seeing Colossus Aggro or Aetherflux Reservoir. Glintless Crane pretty much confirms my suspicions, because you don't see Glintless Crane unless you're running a ton of artifacts. And those are really the only two decks that run a ton of artifacts. Aetherworks Marvel. Okay, so it's Marvelous Energy. And he had 6, so he fires off the Aetherworks Marvel. You get to look at the top 6 and pick one to cast without paying its mana cost. Oh, you lucky SOB. Emrakul in the top 6 cards on turn 4. You are so lucky. And the other side immediately concedes. Because you are casting it, just not having to pay for it, so you get his ability. So, I guess we're going to game 2. Alright, turn 1, Attune with Nature from the Energy deck. And Prophetic Prism from the Artifact side. And all I can really hope is that this doesn't end on turn 4 again, because then it'll be a really short and boring video. Sage of Shyla's Claim. So it's a 2/1 that gives you 3 energy for 2 mana. You know, if you're going for energy, it's not a bad creature, but if you're not going for energy, then this creature is pretty much garbage. But you know, all you need is 6 energy to activate Aetherworks Marvel, then, something like that is very powerful. Because if you can drop Aetherworks Marvel on turn 4, then something like that on turn 2, almost guaranteeing that you're going to have the energy to do it. I mean, that's half of the requirements straight up from one card. And when you can do this on turn 1, into this on turn 2, he just needs one more energy. All he needs is one more energy, which an Aether Hub could do. Or Aether Theorist, which, puts him up to 8, which leaves him enough mana to be able to use his ability, which could, help him get rid of a card or two that he doesn't need, or, more importantly, get cards that he does need. Oh, it's a Panharmonicon deck. Okay. I know I recently put up a video of a Panharmonicon mirror match, and, I honestly wasn't expecting to see a Panharmonicon deck this soon. Because it's really not that popular. Servant of the Conduits. So he's up to 10 energy, and all he really needs is 6. So most likely he's going to hold this guy back in case he needs a blocker, and then at the end of turn use his ability to scry 1. Prophetic Prism with the Panharmonicon is a 2-drop that draws you 2 cards. My mouth just kept going 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. The question is Panharmonicon going to be enough? So Glintless Crane lets him look at the top 8 cards and pick 2 of them. Pilgrim's Eye for 1. on the other one. And there's the scry, since he has more energy than he needs. And he did put the card on the bottom, so it wasn't something that he needs right now. So it is turn 5. He's got 4 cards in hand. He's got 5 mana, 6 with the energy, and Combustible Gear Hulk. Not a bad backup plan. And he chooses to take the damage, and oh man, first card off the top is Aetherworks Marvel. That's always the thing that I hate about playing cards like Combustible Gear Hulk. You know, it's just the thing that comes to my mind first is, you know that you're going to dump the card that you need. You just know it's going to happen. And unfortunately for him, the only way that could have been worse is if he had gotten another land. So, well, actually, no, because it dumped the card that he needed and dumped 2 lands, so all he did was 4 damage, and lost the card that he needed. Now, a 6/6 First Strike is a very powerful creature. The only problem is it's First Strike instead of Trample, so these little 1/1s can chump block him all day. And end of turn, scry 1. The good news is it looks like the Panharmonicon deck doesn't have anything that he really needs yet, or maybe he does have what he needs and just hasn't had the opportunity to cast it yet. I mean, he does only have 5 land. Discards the Pilgrim's Eye. And Shahili. +1 is scry 1 and then 1 damage to each opponent. -2, create a tokenless copy of target artifact. Ooh, that's a very powerful combo right there. -2 and you get another Combustible Gear Hulk. Oh man, this guy's luck is just so bad with the Gear Hulk here. I mean, another Shahili isn't that big a deal, but, you know, if you're doing Gear Hulk, you want damage. It's either you want them to let you draw cards, or you want to dump the biggest, nastiest cards in your deck so that they take a ton of damage. But the good news is that this guy has haste, so he gets to attack in with 2 6/6 First Strikes. He does get in for 6 damage, which I'm actually very surprised about. I mean, all he had to do was chump block with one of these Pilgrim's Eyes, and he wouldn't have taken any damage right there. And things are looking pretty desperate for the Panharmonicon side here. I did not think about cards like Combustible Gear Hulk combined with Emrakul. I mean, I know that I've seen that combo before, it's just it didn't come to mind. You know, that's just a ridiculous possibility. You know, being able to deal 13 damage from a single card, or Aetherworks Marvel it into play on turn 4, or, you know, gods forbid you hit 2 Emrakuls with your Combustible Gear Hulk. Now, Panharmonicon with a Noxious Gear Hulk lets him kill off the Aether Theorist and the Combustible Gear Hulk with a single card, and leave him with a 5/4 Menace, which could be blocked by these 2 creatures and kill the Gear Hulk, but, you know, these 2 guys really have done what they need to do here. You know, they got him the energy he needs, they got him the mana when he needed it, he's got plenty of mana in play, he's got plenty of energy stored up, so, you know, throwing these 2 in front of a Noxious Gear Hulk is just easy choice. The only problem is that he's very low on cards here. He's only got 2 cards in hand. Panharmonicon has 7 cards in hand. And undoubtedly, all he has to do is just keep playing his enters play abilities cards, and he'll probably win. Unless Energy gets lucky here. And Drowner of Hope. Yep. And that is pretty much the game. Oh no, you need 2 Panharmonicons to be able to do that. No. You need a Eldrazi Displacer, sorry. I've seen the combo before where it's just infinite Eldrazi Scion tokens. Panharmonicon, Drowner of Hope, and Eldrazi Displacer, because it makes 4 tokens. You sack 3 to activate this Displacer, bounce the Drowner of Hope, get 4 tokens, and rinse and repeat until you have an infinite number of Scion tokens to punch your opponent in the face with. And unfortunately for the Marvelous Energy deck, he didn't get what he needed. You know, he had some really bad luck with those combustible Gearhulk pulls. So, you know, the first game ended in 4 turns, the other one ended in a great deal more than that. So I'm going to end the video here. That was Esper Panharmonicon versus Marvelous Energy, and if you liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I will see you in the next video.